Okay, in this project, we're going to combine some of our file reading skills and we're going to create a script that will read from a file flashcards. So, this could be a useful studying tool where we can have a file and we can input some questions and answers and use our Python program to extract those questions and answers and show them to us in flashcard format. So we've got our file io.py. I'm just going to create a new one, a new file that I'm going to call flashcards. And we'll work with that. We don't need our example.txt file anymore, but I am going to create also a new file from text file called also flashcards. Flashcards, I'll just say flashcards data. I don't want to confuse them with the same name. So then let's go to our flashcards.py. So let's write up some pseudocode here of what we actually need to do. We need to read the file with the flashcard data. We need to extract flashcards into usable format. We're going to put them into a dictionary. And then we need to show the user the flashcards question first, then answer. Okay, I think that's about it. So let's populate some flashcards data. And what I'm going to do, we could do this one of many ways, but I'd like to do this by using a delimiter or a separator that I know I will only expect to see when I want to separate a question from an answer in my text file. So I'm going to have the question on the left and the answer on the right of this delimiter. I'll show you here. So let's just enter some example questions. Let's say, how many sides does a triangle have? And my delimiter is going to be this colon. Let's use a colon. So we shouldn't expect to see a colon anywhere. And then we'll put the answer to the right side of that colon. And this is just because when we're parsing this file, when we're extracting everything from this file in our Python script, we can look for this colon and say, hey, everything on the left is the question and everything on the right is the answer. So the triangle has 3 sides. Let's put a few more questions in here. What shape is the Earth? Colon, sphere. What is the value of pi? 3.14. I don't know all the digits. Some of you probably do. Let's do 1 or 2 more questions. What is larger, an elephant or a mouse? Elephant. And lastly, what is the square root of 9? Okay, colon 3. Okay, so we've populated 5 questions for us. So let's come back to our flashcards. Now, let's use functions. We've learned about functions. Let's make a function to read our file. So say read file, and then it will take the file name as input. And the mode of just read, excuse me. Sorry, we don't need that right here. We'll put that in our actual file. open method. So we'll say my file. Well, let's do with open file name. There we go. Read mode as my file. Here, I'm going to make this more descriptive as flashcards file. Then what we can do is just extract all this into a list. We can extract every line into a list item. So let's just take this out. And again, we could do this multiple ways, but this is what I'm choosing to do. We could say flashcards equals flashcards file dot read lines. So if you remember, that will return everything in a list. Every line will be a list item. And I don't really even need to set this to a variable. I'm just going to return this directly. Okay, so now as output of this read file function, we should get a list, a Python list, that contains one item for each line. So all this will be one item in the list. Okay, so we're reading the file now. So let's just see if that works. Well, what's our file name? We didn't input that, and we didn't even call the function. Let's do this. So read file, and then we'll put we'll just put file path, and we need to define file path. So we're calling the function right there. Say file path equals, and I'm just going to use a relative path here. So from where this Python script is, our flashcards are in the same directory. Flashcards flashcards data. It's not actually .txt, but I'm going to make it a .txt by renaming. Refactor, rename, .txt, refactor. Okay, do refactor. So we just renamed that. And it thought I needed to re-add .txt, but I already have it there. So we are good. So file path equals flashcards.data. Then read file, file path. Okay, let's run that. Okay, we don't run into any errors. Now let's continue on.